Hello, good afternoon everyone, and thank you for joining us on the program Stewardship with SNB from the studios of RSTV in Port Harcourt. My name is Solomon Nasubray. This program can only be watched on GoTV channel 142 and Start Times channel 113. You can also join us on our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at RSTV Online. These are the platforms to follow this program as we take our journey around the 23 local government areas of Rivers State and to know how the administrators are faring with the mantle of leadership handed down to them. Stewardship with SNB caught up with the administrator of GOKANA local government area to find out from him how he's been spending the people's money since he took over power as sole administrator of that local government area. Joining me on this special interview session is the administrator of GOKANA local government area, Professor Gospel Barayok Bear. Prof, you're welcome to our program.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All right. So let's start this way. How were you appointed as administrator of GOKANA local government area? Have you ever crossed paths with the state administrator in the past?
Oh, I've not crossed paths with the state administrator. No day, no time. I heard my name being called to this duty.
Okay.
And I have been a serving lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt. I rose to the rank and file until about a few years ago, I was promoted to the rank of Professor of Educational Management. And when I heard my name, and because I have also been in service to humanity, I didn't have the option to say no. I have to respond to that clarion call. And that was my first time of meeting the Sole Minister of Rivers State, His Excellency, Rear Admiral retired Ibokete Ekwebas. That was my first time of meeting.
You are performing the functions of both executive and legislature. Am I correct?
You are.
As an administrator of GOKANA local area. Do you feel that you're taking decisions unilaterally? How do you feel performing both functions?
Well, you know, it's a call to duty. And with sole administration, just as it is in the state, because today the state is under a sole administrator. So we copy exactly what he does without deviating. So he is leading the path and we are following. So once he takes a decision, that decision flows down to us and we follow his directive.
Do you see your job as tedious or simple since you're performing dual functions, executive functions and legislative functions?
No job is simple. Even if you are asked to sweep a floor, it's not a simple job. So no job is simple, and you don't accept the job with the mind that this job is difficult. If you do so, you won't do anything. You accept the job the way you see it, and when the challenge comes up, you buckle up and meet up with the challenge. So I didn't have a mindset to say this job is simple or this job is difficult. I look at it as an assignment.
All right, Prof, I want you to speak to the plans you have to improve the living standard of the ordinary GOKANA man. I want to speak to that.
I was just on that point that we were inaugurated on 11th of April. I want to remember that by the 16th of April, the Sole Administrator was here, represented by the State Commissioner for Police. That was my first outing. And we were able to receive him and attended to the questions he asked as oversight functions of the local government. We were able to take him around. He saw some of the structures that we met on ground. Like we went to the General Hospital at Terabo, dilapidated. We saw some critical infrastructure of state government, critical infrastructure of local government, and also the state government. And he saw it to himself. By the middle of May, we've gathered to get reports from all over the local government. That was precisely on the 16th. I was barely 5 days after inauguration. By Easter period, we went to the hospitals to present Easter present to some people. When we discovered that the hospital beds were empty, we marched to a retreat ground that was happening in GOKANA. And that retreat ground, what we would have done was, we did on the retreat ground, touch the life of pastors, the life of women, the life of children. We were able to do that. That was about the Easter period. Then
you gifted them?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think NTA covered that ceremony. We were able to touch their lives, and the people were full of thanks. That day, my wife accompanied me, and we were able to reach as many as possible. And the retreat ground also confessed that that was not there, that it has not been so. And by the end of the Easter, on precisely the 21st of May, we were able to organize a workshop for training of teachers. I am from an educational background, and I just had the feeling that I should be able to touch the life of teachers. And I floated a workshop for all the teachers in primary school in GOKANA. All of them came in their number. I brought very experienced lecturers from the Faculty of Education, University of Port Harcourt. To the surprise of everybody, the Vice Chancellor of Unicode was here that day to declare that workshop open. And at the end of the day, the teachers in GOKANA confessed that it has not been so. They took time to ask them, when last was this done? The present day teacher says, since throughout their stay, it has never been so. So we were able to do that. Apart from that, we were able to carry out other activities. By the middle of May, we organized sanitation exercise in local government. Every ward, I personally came out that day, handled the shovel, handled the cutlass, handled the knife, and showed GOKANA people what should be done. As you travel from Kopie to Bodo, you will see that the road is clean. Because one of the mandates given by the Solar Minister was that we should ensure environmental sanitation. We went beyond that to ensure that drains were deserted. We went beyond that to ensure that the roads were cleared and the bushes were cut down. We went beyond that and ensured that each community were mobilized through the tank criers. The tank criers knocked the gong, and people that day there was mass participation. I was so impressed. I didn't know that the people were willing to work until I asked them to work, and they came out. So these few things we've been able to do to touch the life of the people. On the 27th of May was something very different. That day we had a function in Government House, and at the concluding part of that function, I have to race down to GOKANA to preside over the Children's Day celebration. I want to inform you that that ceremony, it just made me remember those days, about 4 decades ago or 5 decades ago, that I used to trek down to Bori local government to participate in Children's Day. I remember the fanfare of it. And that day, I was surprised that that culture could be revamped and that culture should be in place. At the end of the exercise, every pupil that participated in the march past, we were able to give them a customized exercise book. I think apart from that, we have other projects that are ongoing, which we have initiated, just to see that we make a difference. That's the essence. Our desire is to make a little difference, because I'm not a politician. I'm from GOKANA. This is my home, and whatever I do will live after me. It will live beyond me. So I want to pass and say, when I was in office, I did this. When I was in office, I did this. And I enjoyed that collaboration and cooperation from the staff of the council, especially the principal officers. They've been with me. When we did the sanitation, all of them came. I couldn't believe it. When we did the Children's Day, all of them were here. I couldn't believe it. I've never received such maximum cooperation.
All right, you are a professor and by extension a lecturer, a teacher. How would you describe the learning teaching process in GOKANA local government area? Well,
I know that has been the cry at midnight, because we have the feeling that present day children, pupils, students are not willing to learn. I want to say no. Once there's a teacher to teach, there are students to learn, there are pupils to learn. And that was why I brought in that workshop to upgrade the standard of teachers, because I believe that there should be training and training on the job. So with time, I will move around the schools with the Director of Education and visit the classroom without schedule. It is only then I will be able to say this is what is going to be, because we have touched, especially the primary school, we've touched them. So and that would have informed the massive turn-up during the Children's Day.
Okay, what's the estimated population of out-of-school children in GOKANA local government area?
Certainly.
What plans do you have to enroll them?
Certainly, I don't have that figure for now. Once we have that statistics, I want to assure you that we attach it headlong. Because others will not be in school learning, and you are on the street hawking. No, it doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that. So once we have that statistic, which I have directed the person in charge of education to provide for me, we will confront that.
Your predecessor, the past chairman before you came, made efforts at revamping the GOKANA Stadium, which will create recreational activities for GOKANA people. And of course, also installed solar power on the streets of GOKANA. What are you doing in that direction?
The GOKANA Stadium is so novel. I've gone there to move around, because that was where the celebration of May 27 took place. I think that thing was initiated by one Chief Victor Kiado. I don't know where he got that knowledge from. Because what is here in GOKANA, I don't think it's in any local government. That a local government has an Olympic standard stadium. You need to go there and see. And when I got there, I was marveled. So this council must touch on that facility, because there are so many things have been vandalized. By the time we settle down, we must touch on that facility. That's my plan for it.
All right. So youth empowerment. Let's talk about youth empowerment. Do you have any plans to engage the youth of GOKANA meaningfully, so that it will distract them from atrocities and all other vices?
Good thing is that GOKANA youths are very vibrant people, very willing to work. If as you entered, the banner at the gate was designed by the youths, full of strength. Even the disabled youths in GOKANA are stronger than the able ones. And I just discovered that I am in the midst of very willing people. When we brought in such an exercise, the youths were engaged. From ward to ward, it was the youths that came out. We also have other plans for them. We just came in. I'm barely 1 month and some in office, and I can't do everything at the same time. So the central exercise we floated was basically embraced by the youth. Through that central exercise, we were able to empower 1 or 2 persons. By the time we do for this month, the one we empowered last month will not be the one we empowered this month.
When you say empower, in what regards?
We engage them. They were involved, in short, beyond the sanitation. They are engaged in cutting the grasses and ensuring that each of the roads are clean.
Okay.
And so those that did so, by the time we go for nomination this month, they are entitled for nomination. So they are hopeful that at least an alert will enter into their accounts. No matter how small it is. So by so doing, we are thinking that any youth that is willing to use his hands, because hands are to be used for work. And that's what the Bible says, whatever your hand find to do, do it with all diligence. So any person that wants to use his hand diligently, council is ready to support that person.
All right, interesting. We'll take a short break. We'll be talking with Professor Gospel Barayo Bear. He's administrator of GOKANA local government area. We'll take a short break. And when we return, he will tell us whether the political big names we know in GOKANA local government area are putting pressure on me to bring and share and chop. Stay with us. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Well, if you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB on RSTV. Just a quick reminder, you can follow this program on GoTV channel 142 and Start Time channel 113. You can also join us on our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at RSTV Online. My name is Solomon Nesebred, and my guest has been changed. Professor Gospel Barayope is administrator of GOKANA local area. Prof, once again, welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
In every political setting, there are very big names who are also referred to as kingmakers. Are you under pressure to bring, let us chop, share? Are you under such pressure?
I think my case is different.
Tell us about it.
Because I don't think such persons exist in GOKANA. Probably because I'm a professor. If it were a small boy, they could do that.
But some persons recommended you. The administrator does not know you in person. I asked you and you confirmed that to me.
Yes, yes.
So those who may have recommended you may also be asking you, bring, let us share. Is that the case?
Coincidentally, that's not the case here.
What is the case?
The case here is I go to people and seek advice, but nobody, and I put it under emphasis. I say, bring, let us share. And that will be very alien to my belief. That will be very alien to my profession. That will be very alien to my own way of life. Because the legacy I leave behind here is more than what I'm doing now. So I would say I'm lucky. Because nobody, I can't talk about tomorrow. But between the 7th of April and today, I've not gotten the experience. And I don't pray for it.
All right.
I go on my knees and ensure that God answers my prayer in that direction.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the compliance level with minimum wage payment?
GOKANA is exceptional. GOKANA pays minimum wage even to the ad hoc staff. GOKANA pays minimum wage. In short, it is a law. When I came and they say no, that is a directive on ground, that nobody in River State who earns salary should earn anything below 85,000 per month. And we've kept faith with that. And we don't hope to go back on that. We don't hope to go back on that.
So what would you say you have done to encourage workplace efficiency in your local government area?
There have been no promotion opportunity. On the 30th of April, I actually organized a town hall meeting. That was my first inaugural meeting with council. The turnout was massive. Everybody that attended that meeting, council was going to provide transport for them. And those who didn't attend are asking I should schedule another meeting, that all of them will attend. They didn't know that as you come to this meeting, council will at least assist by giving you a token for transport. I don't think I learned that from anybody. I learned that from myself and I implemented it.
If you leave office today, what would you wish you had done for the people of GOKANA?
Oh, so many things. Because I can't do everything now.
Such as what are those things you can do?
No, the ones I've done, let me just expose them to you. We've awarded contracts for remodeling, renovation, and provision of solar-powered lights for modern toilet facilities in some primary schools. As you are moving, as you get to Gabon Market, look by your left, you will see one. And we hope to ensure that before the end of this month, those structures are put in place. We've done so in Bodo, we've done so in Bomu, we've done so in Bera. We've also opened some roads to rehabilitate some roads because we believe in access to government. So the only place people can use to access government is availability of road. We've opened up some roads. We are constructing it and we make sure it is put in proper shape and proper use before the end of our tenure. We are working on that. I'm sure when the children saw that their schools were deroofed, we didn't just go and do graveyard activity by painting a cover and inside is dirty. No, we turn from inside outside. The schools we are renovating, we've deroofed them added blocks, provide state-of-the-art innovation activities for them. And I assure the children when they come on the 27th that some of them may not know their school by the time we are through with schools. Because if I don't do that, education will not forgive me. So we put everything in place to make sure that these schools we are innovating are modeled by all standards. So I'm going to invite you when you go to commission the schools and you will see them.
We're ready to be
You
part
will
of it.
believe what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because we were angry. At the learning environment of a child tells more about the child. So when you keep a child in a very dilapidated and ugly environment, the child comes home, angry because we are going to put those schools in the form that people will not know that they are primary school.
But you do not have much time to do all of these.
Yes.
So how do you manage time?
That is why I said, remember you asked, what do I hope to do? And I say I cannot exhaust what I hope to do. But the little one that we have to do, we must complete them. Yes.
What do you think will happen when you eventually leave office? Will the people miss you or they will celebrate your departure?
Well, that is left for the people. That's left for the people. Because two things. The sin that a man does, live today is not even after him. It lives with him. The good thing the man does also lives with him. So I won't be able to say that people will praise me because praise is a virtue and praise is in the second person, not the first person. So when I leave office, people will judge me and remember me by the evils or the good that I have done. And I leave that to the people.
Okay, I do not want to put you on the spot, but I'm tempted to do so, Prof, because we are on national TV and the people are watching and they want to know what exactly you do with their money. How much have you received so far?
Just one location. Yes.
How much have you received? How much did you receive?
One
location that you received.
I won't be able to say exactly so that I don't make a mistake.
Approximate it.
I won't be able to approximate.
You're a professor.
Yes, I'm not a professor of money. I'm a professor of academic. I'm not a professor of money. The treasury is directly in the treasury.
Professors are very precise.
Precisely, I am precise that I am not a professor of money.
But you receive money as a professor.
I received the monetary treasury, and I didn't audit it. Neither did I edit it.
You approve money.
Yes, if it were academic.
It is believed that even though the money passes through the treasurer,
yes,
you are the one receiving because you are the head of affairs.
Good. But what I can do now is to say and say we receive about. No, actually precise. If I knew that will come up, I take the figure because the figure is in the public domain.
Prof, is there anything you are afraid of mentioning how much you have received?
No, I'm not afraid of anything. Because whatever money I receive, I've been expended. The projects I am embarking upon, I've taken more than the money that was received.
So how do you expend money when you do not know how much you have received? It's important to us, sir.
No, I don't say I don't know how much I have received. I said I cannot stay here and say approximately this. I'm a professor of academics.
Okay, let me put it this way, Prof. I know you are.
Yes.
I'm also a broadcast journalist, and we are trained to ask questions.
You are. I'm trained to also answer questions, even in the classroom.
Okay, sir.
Answer questions.
Okay, let me put it this way, sir.
Good.
How much was left behind? How much did you meet?
Exactly what I cannot say. You
met zero allocation, zero account.
I won't say I met zero allocation. I won't say I met zero money. But I don't want to say something that I will need to correct. So if I had that information, I'll bring the allocation paper here. If I knew that question, I'll bring the allocation paper and say this is what was there. This is what came in. But if I say here now and say we got 1 million naira, we got so, and the book and the record is not saying so, I have not been able to profess my profession. And so if I had that information, I will bring the book and the records.
Having tasted money and power, would you be tempted to contest for any political office after now?
That is the domain of God. And I don't want to venture into the unknown because the person that holds the future is God. So if we say today, 2027, I'm going to do this, God holds the future. And let's leave that in the hands of God. It's a plea.
Okay, interesting. Is there anything you want to add to this interview?
I just want to thank you for this session.
And maybe a message to the GOKANA people.
Yes, and in leadership, we solicit followership. No leader has succeeded without followership. In leadership, we solicit cooperation. No leader has succeeded without cooperation. So, if GOKANA people give us a little cooperation, a little collaboration, a little friendship, because I wasn't sent here to solve all the problems of GOKANA people. I can't do that. But we will solicit cooperation, we will solicit collaboration, we will solicit respect so that we can hold this one another's duty. I've been here for 1 month. But I want to say within 1 month what I've told you and what I have done. So that if this council had 20,000 naira, I have spent over 20,000 naira. I spent over that because I have the urge and I had that drive to say, when will I have opportunity to help my people? I have that.
Okay.
I have very serious plans. In short, as things unfold, even secondary people in the university, we should help in paying their fees. I've opted for that, to provide fees for 1 or 2 persons, because I'm in the university system. I know what will suffer in payment of fees. Many of the GOKANA students that are in higher institutions are coming from very poor homes, very, very poor homes. And some of them have decided that come rain, come shine, that they must better their lot by going to school. I won't keep quiet at people like that. Once I locate them on the spot, I'll go out of my way to make sure that they do not suffer what some of us suffer when we were in school. I was a student in BMJS about 5 decades ago. I know what I suffered because of school fees. Many of my mates dropped out of school because of inability. By then, school fees were 10 naira per month for those who are day students, including myself, and 30 naira. You can get that money. I know how many shame I suffered being driven out of school because I was owing school fees. And I want to say that as many persons that I can help, I'm not about council, that I can help from whatever I have, I will go out of my way and ensure that tears are removed from the eyes of people, because I know what people suffer. On one of our visits with the chief of staff, we attended a meeting of the people living with disability, and I will touch their life. We have agreed to touch their life.
Interesting.
It's just that within the 1 month I've been here, I've presided over just one allocation, which you will ask me how much, and I tell you that I don't know. I've presided over just one allocation.
You only know what you have expended.
Yes.
But you don't know how much you have received.
I don't even know how much I've expended.
I guess it's close to how much you have expended.
Yes, so I know that money has been expended, but I will need to sit down and calculate it. And since you don't ask me to do that, I won't be able to provide that now.
It's okay.
Yes.
All right, that has been Professor Gospel Barayo Bear, the administrator of GOKANA local government area, who has done justice to local government administration as it affects GOKANA local government area. Prof, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I wish you well in your endeavor.
Thank you.
Even though you will not go for further political appointments.
No, we didn't agree on that. We didn't agree on that. We said the future is in the hands of God. I said we want to take it from the hands of God.
No,
I want to do that.
I do not have the power.
Good. So you leave it in the hands of God.
All right, thank you.
We will invite you very soon for the commission of this
Please
project.
do.
Thank you
Be
very
ready
much.
to be part of
Thank
it.
you very much.
That's our program. Join us again same time. We shall bring you another guest on a different topic. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Bye for now. Stewardship with SNB.